Well, took a little bit of a brass over copper brush to it and cleaned it up a little bit. But is this head ruined? No. But is this head as advertised? No. And that's usually what you run into with these things. You're never going to get what you think you're going to get used when you buy an engine out of somebody's backyard. God, he's crazy. Alright, this is just out of the 302 1985 supposedly running engine. We've got an E5AE, an E5 Alpha Echo. Set of heads, common heads, smog heads. Junk. Really, there's not a lot of people to talk about these, not a lot of information about them. Real small valves. We're going to do a rebuild on the engine that you saw in the previous video. We're just going to rebuild it. Then we're starting with these heads. Gosh, look at that. That's what you get when you don't store them correctly. That's what you get. Evidently, I talked with the people I bought this off of. Quite ironically, the guy you hear on the CB radio here who I bought that engine off of. He's crazier than a shithouse rat. Excuse my language. So, he said that they had accidentally left the spark plugs out for a certain amount of time, and there's one that's still not here. You know, it happens. So they robbed the spark plugs out of it. Probably left it sitting for a couple months. Put the spark plugs back in. This is what you get. Bad. And a neat little trick. Yep. Little Domino sandwich box. Little Domino sandwich box. You know, you can stash your valves in. They are pretty crusty rusty. They're pretty bad. We're going to try to reuse everything we can. So I think we'll go, instead of making some hot rod drag car engine, let's rebuild this engine. Rebuild the heads, we'll port the heads out. We're not going to put bigger valves in it. But we'll do a good cylinder head job. The way that, that you get it done if you're rebuilding an engine like you did back in the old days. And we'll use this also for another project we got coming up. So we're in the process of tearing down the driver's side head. And we'll keep you updated as to our progress. Ha! No good. Oh my gosh. That's horrible. That is bad. A little worse than I thought. We're going to keep on keeping on. We'll keep on with the teardown. But it certainly doesn't look good. Yeah. Have to do this old school. Yeah. Well, if you look here, I grinded it down. You know? People say these things are so hard to use. Nah. They're not hard to use. But they can get a little irritating. I still just haven't went out and bought the $400 pneumatic one. I just can't do it. You know, they got 3 or 4 different types of these spring compressors, but hey, what's wrong with a little elbow grease? I'll let you know a secret with these. You know, you see here that this is just, use a magnet that keeps out. People think that these things are so hard to use because it wants to lift the spring up. And that means in a pinch, when you're using this, that the valve will move as well. Very simple fix. Put a piece of block wood underneath the valve. Rest the valve on it. Push it down. Bob's your uncle. And there you go. You got it. It's that simple. $17. And it is, grind it down. Make it easier, use a crescent wrench. And Be smart. Save a lot of money. It just seems to keep getting worse. What fell out of the... Yeah. I don't know. I want to use my old saying again. About ready to put it in the front yard and tie a goat to it. We'll get them back. Get it back running. But man, this is looking pretty rough. Looking pretty rough. Alright, we got one more to take out. But man, this is going to go to degreasing. And then it's going to have to go to a vinegar bath. I didn't even... taking this apart, I did not plan on, you know, doing a hardcore vinegar bath on this one. We restore, or are capable of restoring, cylinder heads here. This one went through the vinegar treatment. None of these had to go through any type of electrolysis. This one, I don't think it needs an electrolysis treatment, but definitely a hardcore vinegar bath. Could soak for a couple days. Did not count on that with this one. Because, yeah, I was told it was a running engine. But evidently not. Well, no way. I mean, that's what fell out of the... Yeah. Nasty. Alright, we're going to get this in degreasing. And then the vinegar bath. And we'll reveal what it looks like when it comes out of the bath, and see if we need to do an electrolysis, after that. I don't think so, but we'll see. Well, there it is. Yeah, this one's going to have to go at looks like a long alcohol, vinegar bath, as I mentioned before. Probably not an electrolysis treatment. She's pretty rough. Alright, well, the valve springs, everything's out. All in all, I'm just doing a rebuild. We might do a mild port, but once we get this in the degrease and the vinegar bath for a couple days, we'll know. I don't think we'll have to do an electrolysis to clean this up. It's a lot of surface rust. It's nasty though, it sure is. And there's our valves and springs. We're going to reuse those in this deal. Treat this as a rebuild. And we're going to go from there. So when we get back, we're going to test these springs with our spring tester and our press. Make sure they're satisfactory. And then we're going to set this drill press back up. It's so cheap, $50 Chinese drill press. And we'll be able to do our 45-degree angles, 46s, whatever. We'll be able to do our grinds on our valves and clean our valves up with this drill press. And do a dadgum good job doing it. And not have to worry about, this $600 valve grinding machines. We can do it with this. This is all we need. Alright, so when we get back, we'll start in on the springs, cleaning up the valves, and get this thing in the bath.